Midday continues. Stan Smith joins us on the program today. Stan is the new morning man on Y104 radio. That's 104.5 on your FM dial. He's a native of Pensacola, Florida, but grew up in Lawrence County, right down the road here, and comes to Hattiesburg from Jackson. Good to have you here, Stan.
Thanks, Kelly. Nice to be on.
What works in morning radio, what doesn't work, and why does it work, or why does it not work?
I guess it would be regional and population-based, too. I think the larger your population base, you have somebody like a Howard Stern that can be very popular by shocking people. I think in an area of this size, really anywhere in the southeastern United States, it's things that you can do that will be funny, but that you wouldn't be embarrassed to have an 8-year-old sitting beside you to hear.
Does it always have to be funny, though, in order to be an effective morning program?
I don't think so. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to get away from that more and more. I think if it's funny just because of something that happened, I think that's good. But I think if it's informative and if it's interesting, entertaining, I think is the bottom line. That's what I try to be, is entertaining.
Do most radio stations still kind of shoot for that, the teenage girl? Of course, I know Y104 really doesn't. Radio's so fragmented, you know?
Not really anymore. I think the main demographic you're looking for now would be the 18 to 34-year-old. That seems to be where the population is based. I think they're calling it Generation X now.
When you go, and of course, you also program the music, right?
Right.
So how do you determine what to play and what not to play?
Well, we have national charts we can base it on. We also use local sales information to see how records are doing. And a lot of the things that you hear us play at 10 o'clock in the morning, you would never hear us play at 10 o'clock at night. What we're doing is going for the available audience at that particular time of day.
Now, there's an extraordinary amount of pressure put on a morning man, as you are called, because that is when the advertising rates and so on are the most expensive because more people are listening. If you fail, you're out the door when many of the other personnel stay. How do you deal with that added pressure of knowing you've got to come through?
It's part of being in radio. Part of being in broadcasting, I think, is knowing that 6 months down the road you may be working somewhere else, and you never get used to it. You never get used to it, and it is a lot of pressure. I think I'll handle it keeping myself busy and just trying to, every time I turn on that microphone, be better than I was the last time.
But knowing that you've tried it, that you knew you did your best and things did or didn't work out, that's got to be kind of tough, knowing you did your best and it still may not have been good enough.
That's true. I've walked away from it before, and recently got back a year ago. I decided to try it again. So it can be very taxing.
What got you back into it, though? Obviously, you love it.
I went back and started doing it part-time in Jackson, which is where I moved here from, and was on the air 2 minutes and realized it's what I needed to be doing. I love it. It's just a part of me.
Well, what is it, though? What is it?
I can't explain it. I think it's the same thing a hockey player feels when he's on the ice, or a basketball player feels when they're on the basketball court and the crowd's cheering, or a singer feels when he's on the stage.
Do you listen to music in your free time?
Constantly.
Do you?
Constantly.
Because I don't watch television. I don't watch television. You know, you just kind of get away from it. What do you like, and what do you like in music? What type?
What I like to listen to is a pretty wide variety of classical things like that, but for the most part, the last several years, what I've listened to is mostly imported dance music, stuff that I don't hear on the radio.
Well, and a lot of people our age say, oh, music today is the C word. You know, nah, it's no good. Do you buy that? Is that a fair argument?
I don't know. I guess that's all relative. It's all how, that's an individual choice, I guess.
What we think is good, people might not think is good today, and vice versa.
Right.
Certainly what kids listen to today are not what we were listening to 15 or 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
Stan, you can catch Stan Smith on the air 6 to 10 every morning on Y104, weekday mornings, that is, and he's part of the Y104 Weekend Crew. Stan, welcome back.
Thanks, Kelly.
Talk to you again soon. Okay. Jim Gibbon has our weather forecast. It's next as Midday continues after a break.